I started to study nursing because my idea was to study medicine. My mother had a complication with the kidneys, and so she had to go through dialysis, and we would do that 4 times a day. Obviously, the schooling helped me quite a bit in that aspect. Because of that, skills that we had learned in nursing school, and we were able to make her comfortable. And I was in Hidalgo, Texas, for the fight with Jeffrey Hill. And then when I was told that my mother passed, we had to go back for the vigil, and then the burial the next day, and then after that, I returned to Hidalgo for the fight. I was very happy in that I was able to help my mother in her last days. You know, the passing of my mother is something that I always carry with me, and something that has always given me resolve. That and the other many things that have happened in my career has given me strength, and we come with the total confidence to take this fight and win this fight.
And the crowd readies now for the walk-in of Marco Antonio Rubio. Roy Jones, a couple of years ago, Rubio went the 12-round distance with Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Does that suggest in any way that he might be qualified to stretch Gennady Golovkin out and go the distance?
Now, that does not say that. I mean, he did go 12 rounds with Chavez, but Chavez is not quite as a vicious puncher in the early rounds as is Gennady Golovkin.
Rubio is, though, doing better as his career goes on in these fights where he enters as an underdog. He was destroyed by Kelly Pavlik, who may be the best fighter he's fought so far. But he did better against Chavez Jr. and against Lemieux, he actually pulled off the upset. So whether it's because the opponents are slightly worse in these underdog scenarios or whether he's getting better, he is faring better in these scenarios.
And now as Rubio gets into the ring and you take a look at his most significant past fights, we turn our attention to Triple G. Gennady Golovkin, rapidly gaining recognition as among the best of the best in this sport. His ascension to the top is the realization of big dreams, dreams supported and nurtured by the unique relationship he shares with his fraternal twin brother, Max.
Max is my twin brother. 22 years ago, my first time I went to a boxing gym with my brother.
They trained amongst other young men that were in the neighborhood, you know, they're just friends, so it made it fun for them.
We just fight as kids, yeah, sometimes in home, in the street, yeah.
Max and Gennady were very competitive when they were younger, so it was easy to excel at what they were doing. Gennady, I think, had the more fire in his belly for it.
Several times we were in the same competition, but we never fought each other. Either my brother or myself would decided that we quit, we will not fight each other.
Right now he's my second trainer.
Max is a very integral part of our camp. More than anything, it's the fact that he knows Gennady better than anybody else does.
I'm just staying next to my brother and maybe I'm helping him psychologically be ready. I feel this is my role in this training camp.
Max is with us all the time, leading up to the fight, in the training and in the tactic and in the corner. Obviously, I will be giving instructions, and Max will be also giving instructions at different times, just to make sure that we all see what we're supposed to be seeing for Gennady's benefit.
Here's a fascinating footnote to that story. We've been told that there were several junctures during their mutual development when Kazakh coaches and Kazakh Boxing Federation officials actually thought that younger brother Max was the superior prospect. However, ultimately, it became clear that Max was going to defer to older brother, even though older brother is only 15 minutes older. Showing you, Roy Jones, what a strong cultural trait that is in Eastern Europe.
Yes, very strong cultural trait. Back in the early biblical times, the older brother always had first dibs on everything. So the older brother automatically was the boss. In this case, they adhered to the same thing, the same concept. And, you know, these guys are so nice that I couldn't see one guy not backing up for the other. That's just how they live.
And also, Gennady had the style that I think they both recognized, that everyone recognized, would translate better at the box office in the pros. Max was apparently a more technical fighter than Gennady, and Gennady was more aggressive.
Gennady had 4 fights last year, Max Kellerman. 3 fights this year because he lost a date when his father unexpectedly died in February. He's adamant about his desire to fight 4 times next year. That's also a part of the growing star profile,
Oh, this
right?
is what do we always talk about? Boxing fans are like, why doesn't this guy just fight all the time? And if he can't get the biggest stars in with him, fight the best available guy. That's Golovkin. He's not American. He's not Mexican. He's not Mexican-American, right? He doesn't have a built-in fan base that would be easy to market to. He has to become a star by being fan-friendly in and outside the ring. And fortunately, he is. He has a fan-friendly style in and out of the ring.
Well, this feels like a love-in in Carson, California. Not terribly far from where he trains in Big Bear, California. And Golovkin makes clear that he is planning to move here to Southern California next year, bringing his wife and 5-year-old son over from Stuttgart. He says he wants to make the move now so that his son can go to 1st grade in an American school.
It's going to be interesting to see the crowd response here in Southern California. An Eastern European fighting a Mexican fighter. If Gennady can win this crowd, he'll have really done something.
Notable wins. TKO 3, TKO 8, KO 3, TKO 10 again. 18 knockouts in a row. Highest knockout percentage of any middleweight titleist in history. Highest knockout percentage of any prominent fighter in the sport at this moment. And on the thrill meter, definitely #1. Let's go to Michael Buffer for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, from StubHub Center, Carson, California, USA, this is the main event of the evening. And it's all brought to you by K2 Promotions in association with Promociones de Pueblo and Samson Boxing. Sponsored by Expo 2017 and Trickamo.com. 12 rounds of boxing for the middleweight championship of the world. Sanctioned by the IBO, the WBA for its super title, and the WBC for the mandatory challenge to their world title. This fight held under the auspices of the California State Athletic Commission, Chairman John Frierson, Executive Director Andy Foster. Because of weighing in above the middleweight limit, the challenger will be officially unable to capture the title if victorious. At ringside, the 3 judges scoring this bout, Raul Caiz Sr., Max DeLuca, and Robert Hoyle. And inside the ring, in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Jack Reese. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the fighters are in the ring and ready. Are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the blue corner with his trainer Robert Garcia wearing black and officially weighing in at 161 3/4 pounds. His professional record, an outstanding